So,
Excellent.
hi there. How
Hi.
you doing? I'm Neat,
I'm Rox.
and welcome to
The Bourbon Barrel.
So today we've got bourbons because
We do have bourbons.
that's what we do. And the last episode
Color you shocked.
we didn't have bourbons. We had whiskeys.
We tried some Irish whiskeys.
and then a giant ass bottle of Johnny
Scotch.
Walker Black.
Yeah.
Just, ugh.
Yeah. Click back and watch that one because it's pretty funny, and we wanted to know if Conor McGregor's whiskey is worth it, and it's...
We did. We basically put a battle of the whiskeys, and then we let the scotch just die on its own at the end. It's worth a watch to see our facial expressions when it goes in our mouth. It's pretty bad. It's rough. But yeah.
He's right. He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
So today we're going to be doing what we're good at, which is bourbon. And we're going to...
What do we have today, Neat?
Today we have Angel's Envy, Isaac Bowman, which was port wine cask finished. And so the reason we're doing the Angel's Envy is because it was also port wine cask finished. And then the original Bowman Brothers. So that's their basic offering. It wasn't port cask finished or anything. It was just that we figured this would be kind of like an interesting, like, fun way to do it. Like, pit the port wine cask finished Isaac Bowman against the Bowman Brothers initial offering, and then a cask port wine finished bourbon up against another port wine finished bourbon.
Right.
So that's how we pick these ones.
We're expanding.
Yeah, we're trying to get, more detailed
Creative,
and interesting, fun stuff. So
Maybe different ways you don't see other people do it.
yeah,
Maybe just there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of them are really good too. We watch a lot of them. But you know what? I like the idea that we try to do something a little off kilter from what they do. I haven't yet to see any of them try a Johnny Walker Black that's 5 gallons. Okay.
Right. So all of these are right around that like 45%. Like I believe this is 46, that's 45, and this is 43.5. So there's not a real big difference in percentage or proofs.
Right. They all need ED meds. Every one of them. All 3 of them.
So for that reason, I think we just start with the Bowman Brothers and work our way. Yeah.
The Bowman Brothers. We were just reading the label. That's another thing, and it's not necessarily by choice, but like because a lot of times I just do a bunch of stuff and write down some notes. I did no research, and as we were talking a little while ago, I think maybe that's kind of cool. Maybe it's a good idea to go in. The more blind we go into it, maybe the less influence there is from something we've read or seen or want to believe. But yeah, it's and the Bowman this is a Virginia distillery. This is Kentucky.
Yep.
So there is a difference there to a degree. I don't think the temperatures in Virginia and Kentucky are overly vastly
I was going to say
different.
they're pretty, on the same level as far as the equator.
I would
and all
think. So we'll crack this one open. Small batch, 45% alcohol. So this is 90 proof, copper distilled. And there's a story on it that you guys can read. It's they were brothers in the Revolutionary War. One of them got captured, and they went on to, make a bunch of whiskey. So I assume they're dead.
Very much.
Right? They're not.
They're immortals. They're like the Highlander.
They're something. They're somewhere else.
And to be fair, all 3 of these bottles we opened off camera just before the episode started.
Yeah, we just unpopped. Yeah, we didn't unsealed, so you don't have to sit and watch all that. So yeah,
we're trying to do better for you. So
true story. Just for you.
Yeah. So this has got nothing special to it. It's just a straight bourbon, no special cask finish. It's just 90 proof.
Yeah. Must cover all the bases. I don't think it actually says, right?
It's definitely aged 4 years because it says bourbon on it.
Yep.
And
yeah, absolutely. And it's in the United States, so I don't know what else there'd be looking at.
So this is what 4 brothers did back in the 1800s because they didn't have TV.
That's
so
right.
They were bored.
They just all sat around staring at fire.
Look at all these wheat fields. What the hell are we going to do with all this freaking wheat?
Right? I have no idea. And they're like, what's that weird guy talking to us about from Scotland over there? What's he saying?
You need the grains.
That's right.
You need your grains.
Do you have any copper? Is there copper around?
Oh, that was the other thing is, which were these copper distilled?
I
think something
the Bowmans were. Copper distilled both of them. I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So now
you
know.
The copper distilleries. So give it a run. What do we got? A nose?
I can definitely smell alcohol in this, and
don't you love when you smell what you're smelling? You have alcohol? I do.
There's a very pungent, like, in the nose, like, it makes you want to sneeze almost.
We always do the Sex Panther jokes. like constantly when we're like, ooh, it smells like straight gasoline. Absolutely.
I think we should change our rating system to like 1, 2, 3, 4 Sex Panthers. The smell. What
At
is that?
least
That's
for the nose.
That's a 4 Sex Panther smell.
Woo! Wow. Jesus Christ.
Oh man, yeah. No, but there's almost I'm almost picking up like citrus.
Yeah, if anything, it's
Like
a lighter fruit.
almost like a 7-Up kind of citrus, like a
clear citrus, sort of like a 7-Up. You're
Yeah.
saying serum is Sprite kind of smell, which I believe are more lemon and lime, obviously Sprite, but yeah. I mean, I think it's
Like,
worth a
it smells carbonated.
drink.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna toast a couple people in a different tonight on this episode. My cousins Mario and Heather had a new baby. I apologize. I think I heard her name, and I do not have it anywhere. I just heard it in talking, and my wife's out of town. So, but anyway, congratulations, Mario and Heather, on your third baby. Glad she's healthy, happy, and everybody's good. So here we go.
You're here.
To you guys and Isaac Bowman and his brothers.
Oh, that's so. Just for a heads up, we recorded the WSB episode just before this.
Yeah.
And
WBS.
I'm really glad we're back to the bourbon.
Because it's what bullshit.
What bullshit is that? This is so much better.
This is... Okay, so this is kind of... Again, but the more we do stuff our way, the more we're not like everybody else. So right off the bat.
That math checks out.
Yeah. So the immediate thought I had was good. I think it was good thought, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I drank it, I'm like, wow, this is tasty.
Did you go back for your second sips?
And I thought, and this is 90, not yet. I'm doing real small, and I'm taking a moment.
Fair enough.
I see a lot of shows where, and I don't know if it's, again, we don't want to be like the other shows, but if it actually works better, some of them say we're going to leave it sit for like 10 minutes and we'll come back. And of course they cut that and come right back, but that's what they do.
Yeah.
So in the interest of like giving it a second, I immediately thought I like the taste, and I know it's 90 proof, and yet I don't feel, after drinking a couple Irish whiskeys, I don't feel like there's almost any burn.
See, I'm feeling
I
the
got
burn,
almost
but
nothing.
it feels almost like a carbonation, not a burn. Like it's like a Sprite.
But that was
on
the
your
first.
tongue
Did you
kind of
double
thing.
sip yet?
Yes.
You did double sip.
But
Okay,
that's
I
just
double
because I'm
sip.
special.
Yeah, well, I mean, if that's what the guidance counselors tell you, I mean, that's what they tell you.
No, not bad. It's got legs. There's not a whole lot of like oily or any type of mouthfeel there. It's pretty much just like it's in and it's out. And
It's a very light 90.
Yeah, very light.
I feel like I could have passed for one of those 80s as far as the lightness versus the heaviness of it.
See, I don't know about that because just having had those 80 proof whiskeys, I can definitely tell there's more alcohol in this than those. So
it's weird because I always think of the alcohol percentage for me as the burn. Like the more the percentage is, the more it's going to burn. Which to some degree that's sort of true. Like
However,
when you go to 125 to 80 or something.
Right, but with age statements and things, it does tend to mellow.
Right, and the Irish whiskeys don't have a age statement, number one, and I don't think, I know there's something I heard on something about it, that they have to be aged, I think, at least 2 years, which I think is actually the law or something about bourbon. It has to be aged 2 years.
4, I thought.
See, I thought so too, but for some reason I saw something somewhere where they were like, legally it's 2, but everybody does it at 4 or something. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't know. You're not my real dad. Anyway.
Fair enough. So
I don't know about you guys, but I think it's time to party. Yeah. Are we stripping down? Do you want us to? Because we probably won't. Yeah.
He's got these fantastic coasters that we're not using from like...
Yes.
I almost swear like these are from like a game of like memes or something, and they're like 80s figures of like just like seeing double, like what is the perms, and like
that's awesome.
It's fantastic.
That's awesome. I'm going to do this on an episode right here. This one in this outfit, I will do it. I absolutely will do it.
I'm getting like us to original Full House vibes from that one.
Absolutely.
Right there. Like, that's just...
This looks like Blossom. I mean, honestly, the big hair from the '80s and all that.
Oh man,
you serious, Clark?
We're gonna have the best Christmas ever.
We're gonna. Oh, you know what? The next toast, and we're not onto the second one yet. The next toast we're gonna do to our friend Clark Bar. I forget. You know what? Clark Bar is not an easy thing to find.
The food?
Yeah. Because
okay.
You know how we're eating rocks and he's Clark Bar, because that seemed like a cool moniker for him.
Clark Bar.
Yeah. They're not easy to find. Like, I was going to put one on... I'm going to find one before we do this show, because we will do... And we haven't discussed this. I'm kind of throwing it at him right now, so, whatever.
I'm learning just as much as you are right now.
A couple of friends hanging out. Well, you know that we're getting the bottle of Blanton's. My buddy that lives a little further away than we do got a Blanton's for me, and he's going to bring it up to me around Thanksgiving. He's an awesome guy. We call him Clark Bar.
Thank you, Clark Bar.
Shout out to Clark Bar. So... with the way we do things and the way we shoot, and then he edits and then he releases with the proper scheduling and stuff, and he's, I've discussed before how good he is at all this technical stuff. He's awesome at it. We'll probably have somewhere of a holiday episode post-Thanksgiving, pre-Christmas come out where we review Colonel Blanton, and I don't know if it'll be like a pick episode where like we do just one because it's so special, or if there's actually things to put it up against we'd want to do that is already open, so
Depends.
We don't pop everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the Colonel Taylor.
We got
Colonel
the Taylor.
Colonel.
You have open Eagle Rare still too.
I do have open Eagle Rare.
I don't know what the Blanton's proof is offhand.
I don't either, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it'll be fun, and we're gonna do it live for you. I've never had Blanton's before in my life. I'm gonna do it for the first time just for you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
All right.
So next up.
All right. Well, yeah. This is. You know what? For a 90, I like it.
Yeah. It's actually very drinkable.
I was with you when I bought this one.
And the price was pretty okay, right?
These ones he bought. This was their low end. This was their like $27.99 or something like that.
For $27.
It's a $7.50, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool bottle. It's not
for sure.
crazy like different, but it's cool.
And there's cool art. I
$7.50.
don't think you guys can see the like.
You want me to even attempt this, and you could kind of tell me.
I mean, you guys. We'll put up like a picture of it, so you'll probably see the art that way because it's too dark for the camera to pick up.
And then, is it my hand or no?
No, it's the bottle.
Okay.
It's the bottle's full. It casts shadows on the back. So yeah,
that is neat.
It is a cool like thing. Like I'll try and get the camera to do it.
Just 'cause you can't see me.
I like how you whispered to the camera, but the microphone's right here.
We should add stupid. I say stuff like that but it's his and him that does it.
So
I shouldn't suggest.
You
should do more work and make us more special.
I can't add songs that have copyrights because that will get us.
Fuck their copyrights.
Pretty much, that'll get us demonetized quicker than anything.
Oh, we're not monetized.
Yeah,
get demonetized.
I know
it'll
that.
Keep us from getting
later
monetized.
in life, we might get there.
Benny
Hill.
So challenging.
It's rough to start a YouTube channel, guys.
Dude, this is one of the most favorite things I've done in a long, long time.
Oh yeah,
I love doing this.
This is super
every
fun.
time we do it. I absolutely enjoy it. I like watching the shows when he gets done with them and stuff. I think this is awesome. It's just
we do it for ourselves more than we do it for you, but we also try to keep you in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch us, subscribe to us,
like us.
Yeah, please.
Tell us we're ugly drunks or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. It's fine.
Two ugly drunks in the podcast.
That could have been a great name for the show.
Well,
Two ugly drunks.
It's
It's like two stupid dogs.
Listen, I don't know about everybody else in Whiskeyville over there, but the more we drink, the sexier I get, clearly. So, I mean, we're not ugly drunks eventually. At the end of this episode,
just keep looking at the picture until it turns good.
Drink till she's a 10. So, absolutely. George Carlin's famous line was, I never slept with a 10, but one night I slept with 5 twos. Shout out George Carlin, rest in peace.
That math checks out.
Yeah, so
Isaac Bowman, port finish cask. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Beauty is only a light switch away. Anyway.
He says as he pours.
That's right. Here, no, I don't want to over pour you. And this one is, what's the proof on that one? It's close, like you said.
The proof is 46. It's like 1% higher, and it's a small batch, so that could all be because...
The port wine barrel finish has a more elaborate story about Isaac himself, whereas this one has a story more about all 4 of the brothers.
So I've had this before, and I really liked it because that port wine cask...
That's right. I forgot you told me that.
It finishes a bit sweeter, and I like some sweet. So
I do too, absolutely. And we're going to move on to Angel's Envy here in a little bit. And I've heard some divisive comments about that one. I've heard some people, some shows that like it and other shows that don't. But again, it's whiskey, and we're doing a whiskey show, and that's part of the rules. Like,
yeah,
nothing's
not a big deal.
If sales make it the best, then Johnny Walker's the best. That's not the case. But it's
and that's the thing is there's a difference between like bulk sales, like Yeah, McDonald's will feed you, but is it the best thing you've ever tasted? No. But you go to a Ruth Chris Steakhouse, you know you're having a good fucking steak.
It's true. It's true. I'm going to shout out again to one of my favorite stand-ups, Chris Porter, who does a thing he talks about what you can and can't do in places, and he says, if you're in McDonald's, take a shit on the floor. He's like, it's not a big deal. He's like, you're not the first person to have done that. It's McDonald's. So,
wow.
You know, it's just...
Unbelievable.
Chris Porter. Watch Chris Porter. He's hilarious. Ugly and Angry is one of his shows. Anyway.
I'll have to check it out.
Oh, he's so funny.
Jeez, sorry.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell's not food. He's like, who the fuck wants food right now? I'm just trying to fill up this belly full of liquor. So, you know, things like that. Anyway, sorry. We get on rants. That's what we do. You know, again, inappropriate.
So,
there's a sweetness to the nose.
There is.
Compared to that one, which I think was a great thought process there. Mm-hmm. Like going from these two, this one immediately knows is sweeter. Yep. Port wine, but for sure, like it's
definitely sweeter. There's something else I'm picking up too, and I'm not sure what it is.
I bought a bottle this week of Tullamore Cider Cask finished, and I had to Google other ones. And at some point, I'm probably either gonna open it on this show or bring it into this show very soon after I open it, because I'm so excited to try it. I like, you know, Angry Orchard and ciders and stuff. Not Hazlitt. Hazlitt cider is good too, but Mackenzie cider. And they make whiskey too. They got those barrel picks on.
Mackenzie. That's a New York thing.
Yeah, right? Yeah. They have the bottle. They had a whole barrel for the liquor store where we go the most frequently. That's there for they're like $50 a bottle, but it's specifically their barrel they picked, and you can only buy it there. I'm gonna shout out to them until they give us some fucking money. But
no.
I'm swearing a lot less.
Edited.
I know, right? He wants to put me in the corner. You can't put baby in a corner.
Good thing you're not baby. You're rocks.
Fair enough. Good call. All right. You can put rocks in a corner. There was ice in the lawn when I got here. They just threw rocks out.
We got ice.
They were like, if he sucks, he knows where he's going. We're showing him when he gets here. There's rocks out in the lawn. Anyway.
All right. So, cheers.
And again, absolutely.
To you, Clark Barr.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Clark Barr. I'm giving him a gift to thank him for the gift he's bringing us, even though we're paying him for it, because he's an awesome guy and he didn't have to do what he did. He stood in line to get it for us. He knew it was for us. He just texted me. That's all. Actually, well, now he does text me. I was through Messenger at first. I hadn't talked to him in a while. Yeah. This is family and just stuff going on. He's always been a cool guy, though.
That's good.
Anyway, it's good. It's got like a. There's something. I know this is a point difference, but I can feel this more.
This is not the same bourbon that I had the last time I got this bottle.
Well, we just opened it. Didn't we tell you that? It's not the same one.
No,
it's
but
totally different.
This is an...
He doesn't understand.
This is an entirely different taste palette than the first bottle I got.
Well...
I loved that first bottle. This bottle was like...
It does say small batch, which doesn't mean it's the same small batch you had before.
Probably not. That was like a year ago.
That was a lot of... arguments. If you kind of do deep dives and get into this world we're in, there's a lot of arguments out there. Like, I guess originally some of the reasons that Jim Beam and Jack Daniels butted heads were that one of the two, and I think it's Jim Beam, master distiller versus Jack Daniels at the time, 30 to 40 years ago, wanted all of it to taste the same. That was his point. He was like, if you buy a bottle of Jim Beam, you know what you're getting, so they should all taste the same. Whereas Jack, and I could have them back and forth, wanted to start with single barrels and wanted to start with small batches and wanted to start with doing other things where there'd be different flavor profiles, but the other guy didn't want things to turn them off from their product and therefore screw his sales. And, so small batch doesn't mean the next one will be the same. So it might have the same mash bill. But,
McDonald's ideas of we're just going to make the burgers the same every time, or we're going to... Or go to a steakhouse and you're going to get a nice steak from the cow you picked or whatever. And
Killed that one right there. See that one? He's looking at me funny. I want his meat.
Yeah, I liked the regular Isaac Bowman, or the Bowman Brothers over this.
I feel like I like them both. I don't dislike it, right? But... I'm going to also be very interested to see when we get to Angel's Envy here in a couple minutes to see, because we're going port wine finish, almost the exact same proof, just Kentucky and Virginia, almost the exact same climates. We have no age statements on these. I probably should have done a deep dive to see if we could have found out some info. You know what? I've been slacking. I need to be spanked. Anyway.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Anyway. Well, he's right. I mean, let's not lie to him. So anyway.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It's not as good as I remember it, but what do you do?
I don't know. I just wondered if that was like, I don't know, was it leakage from that? Like, does
Probably.
it sort of seep at some point?
Yeah, like the barrel. So he's talking about the barrel. There's like some brown spots now that weren't there when we first got the barrel, and that's because we aged bourbon in it. And sometimes when you're,
Now
rocking
there's
it back and
seepage.
forth- Well,
A lot of you know what that's like.
the only thing in there now is water, so it's just to keep the barrel.
We're not talking about you. There's a lot of other shit in there if you're seeping. So
It's uncomfortable.
see a doctor, nurse practitioner, physician's assistant. I don't care. Anyway, dude, I like them both. I'm with you. But I'm saying I do like them both. But I would score this one higher.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
think
mean.
the Bowman Brothers beats the Isaac Bowman.
And it's not, and you can clearly see. We were looking before. I don't think it's on tape, right? At the color hue, if you will, difference at all. You can clearly see right there. And I know there's lights and this and that, but we looked under all the lights under the world. This one is darker.
Yep, it's got a more red hue to it.
The
is what
port
we
wine
think,
cask finish.
which makes sense.
It does.
So,
But it also had more of a, what do I want to say here? It had more mouthfeel to it than
Yes.
this one did. This one felt a little bit more bland compared to this.
well, that would make sense because there's something else there's an extra step to that one.
Right.
They go from the new oak finish,
Charred oak.
into a port wine barrel that has been used to age port wines and things like that. So,
Most of the time they finish these things, more often than not, of everything I've read, seen, and watched, and everything else seen and watched. Anyway, those finished things aren't that long. It's not usually a couple years. It's usually a number of months.
yeah, like up to 6 months, I believe, was the thing that we read.
Yeah, it's not a long time. So, I mean, it still does something, as you can clearly see, but...
And that makes sense because, I mean, even if you remember when we did this, we only had our bourbon in there for 2
Right.
weeks. And
that's the size of the barrel. Size matters.
Yeah, and so it came out looking that dark. Like,
Yeah.
That's crazy for 2 weeks.
We're working
It's-
on a label for
It's
it.
the same darkness as that.
The Devil's Vajayjay. That's what it's going to be called.
So-
That's not true at all.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not my favorite.
No, it's
the first bottle. So I bought that bottle because I was like, man, I really missed that. I enjoyed that so much, and now I'm a little sad that I bought it.
What did you pay for this one?
Like $45.
45. So that went up like almost $20. Not quite. $15
Well,
to $18. This was 27.
You got to figure that they put 2 different bottles to work on that. So,
Yeah.
Or 2 barrels. They used the original barrel, and then they used a separate barrel that they paid money for.
Yeah, and different barrels cost more. Like
Right,
depending
like-
on the one. There's what is it? Oh my God! Is it the mezcal or something? There's some. One
I
of
know
those
that
woods
whiskeys
that
now
are
like to.
ridiculous.
Yeah, whiskeys like to use bourbon barrels to impart flavors now, which is kind of funny.
Which it makes sense to them financially because they don't have to do new charred oak barrels. Every time a bourbon does it, they can't use the old barrels. They use
Right.
it once and it's done. So they have to get something out of that. So they sell them off. Sometimes there are people that make whiskey barrel rings. There are people, all sorts of stuff. You see how I caught myself there? All right. Yeah. All
But
sorts
no,
of
it's-
shit. Anyway.
Pronunciation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so to recoup those costs on those brand new barrels every time, selling them to other distillers that make things that aren't bourbon
Right.
makes sense.
Right. And apparently it's okay to get to the bourbon state and then do something to it and still say bourbon because we made a bourbon and then we did something more to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Like-
this still says bourbon on the thing.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So it's a bourbon.
It says bourbon whiskey finished in port cask.
Yep.
So it's kind
It
of
was a bourbon.
That's a pretty
that we
honest
did some-
label.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like this is a bourbon. We made it like our normal bourbon, and then we did a shit to it.
It's true. Oh, I wish I had that money back that I sent the preacher that was screwing those hockey players.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm doing Christmas story or Christmas vacation references right now. Because we're not to Thanksgiving, but there's not a lot of good Thanksgiving movies.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's the best one.
Only one that I care about.
I literally watch it every single year. Right? You think this vehicle is safe for travel? Absolutely. Yes.
I love. Did you ever see the Family Guy episode where they make fun of John Candy's like very heartfelt speech?
No,
Yeah.
they do.
Oh my god.
Oh, poor
You want
John
to make fun of
Candy.
me? That's fine.
Go ahead. Where's your other hand between two pillows? Like,
those aren't pillows.
It's literally classic. And you know why? It's honest to God, it's classic. You can't do that anymore.
No,
it's not like that anymore. Things are so much different now. Like, you know, with the advent of technology, which is awesome in so many ways, it's never going to come to that. You got Ubers and Lyfts, and there's all sorts of shit going on. So, do you want to talk about Angel's Envy? Do you want to say anything before we just start slobbering?
Yeah, right.
Because I'm ready.
So again, this was finished in a port wine cask. And one thing that when we were looking at the bottle, two things that we thought were really cool is that they have the angelings on the back. Mm-hmm. Again, you're probably not going to be able to see that very well, but we'll post some pictures.
Yeah.
And they have on their little batch number, bottle number, they have a little spot for you to put the date that you uncorked it.
That's cool.
That's actually a cool little feature on the bottle that not a lot of other places do.
Yep.
And so that struck me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't think I've ever had this one.
You haven't had this. I thought you had Angel's Envy.
Maybe
you said is this the baseline?
This is, I think. I don't know.
All I know is that when I saw the bottles, when I see the bottles now, I see the cheapest one usually being somewhere around $40, and then it goes up from there. And by the way, what did we said? These are Virginia. This is Kentucky.
Yep.
I don't even, offhand, and I apologize, I don't know if it's sourced whiskey that they finish and then they put it in the bottle. It could be, very well.
No, they have a master distiller.
Oh.
So,
oh.
Yeah, Lincoln Henderson, which his signature's on the front of the bottle.
Well, there you go.
There it is.
So it's not sourced, but it'd be a cool one, as I've told you in other episodes, to have for special occasions. As I'm running out of my Heaven's Door, I think I might buy a different bottle of this so we can taste it here.
Depending on if I like this at all, it may just be your bottle.
Right? Yeah. I am his whiskey toilet. And he just,
Flush.
I just finished. I don't know. It's just something about it. Plus, like I said, a wife, 3 kids. Like, I have bills to pay. We do things. We have to do things. You know. I went and saw a movie today with my son. It's not something I would ever normally watch just by myself, and it was a lot better than I thought it would be. My Hero Academia, something or another. It's really cool. It reminded me a lot of the X-Men. A lot of the X-Men.
Nice.
But, yeah, it was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. So, good. Anyway.
All right.
Angel's Envy.
So
do we have a lot of time on this video yet?
Whatever you need, babe.
Well, oh, my God. Now there's going to be questions on there because you're like, you called me babe. That's awesome. Don't judge us. You don't know me. Wow, the burn is a lot.
Sound a raccoon makes.
The burn is worse than this.
Okay, so the burn stays in the back of my mouth a little bit longer, but
86.
it's actually a lesser proof.
Yeah, I'm getting more of the. I feel like I'm getting more of the port than I am on this one.
Yeah, I'm not tasting any sweetness on that.
Not a lot, anyway. The nose is different too.
Mm-hmm.
The nose kind of smells like some sort of cleaning solution.
See that? I kind of got that from the first one.
And I got it from this one. Well, maybe I won't be buying a bottle of Angel's Envy. Well, there's other offerings. Like, right. Honest to God, just because it's a company, don't let it steer you, because I swear to you, we've both done it. Yep. Where it's like the last one I talked about, the Johnny Walker. I've had some I like that are from Johnny Walker. Like, it's, you know, and you can deep dive really deep into it. I'm sure you can find the mash bills and the blends and all that stuff if you really are interested that much. But we haven't gone too deep because we're just chilling, trying stuff.
Having some drinks,
chilling,
letting you know our thoughts.
Just 2 guys having a good time.
Having a good time.
I feel like the burn is worse and it's a less proof. The taste
I'm getting no port. Not even a little bit. Nothing sweet in there.
So I kind of think we're almost in agreement. But for me, this is going down. Like we went up. Like I think I would rate this highest, then this, then this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think.
Not to mention, I think this is about at least a $40 bottle. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Angel's Envy for less than high 30s at most.
For sure.
And you said this one was in the 40s.
Yeah, it's like a
little over this, probably, or right around this. These are similarly priced. This one was the cheapest, and it's the one we both like the best.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would, if we were, gun to my head, I would go with the original Bowman Brothers.
I would too. This is the winner in this episode. We both have agreed.
Which
thumbs
is
up.
really,
This is a shout out to It's Bourbon Night.
That is a super interesting thing for me because I absolutely loved the Isaac Bowman Port Cask finish when I first bought that bottle. But this is a new bottle and it's totally different to me.
As you are going nowhere, would you like to try another sip of this to see if it changed at all from this to this? Because I'm going to drive eventually.
Yeah, I can do that.
And I'm trying to stay as clear as possible, which I'm totally good. I ate right beforehand. We've done a lot of, and I do real baby sips now. Real baby sips. And I'm rocks, but I'm doing a lot of neat stuff. We should plan like
any rocks today.
an episode, different episodes here and there. Like next time I come over and we do some stuff that are just ice. Like all we do is ice that time. And then we could do
no bourbon, just ice.
We could, well, I mean,
this tastes like water.
Right?
What is happening?
This one tastes kind of like toilet water. I don't understand.
Well, that's good.
How do you know toilet water tastes like?
It came from the upstairs toilet.
Oh, all right. This seems more like a downstairs. This seems more outhousey than... This seems more outhousey than this.
Yeah.
This seems more outhousey than this. There you go. I have yet to watch a show where somebody describes something as tasting outhouse-like. So, porta potty, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's...
Do you still immediately go, this is still better, this and then that?
This is better than that, but that is by
best.
far and away the winner. Like, man, that was...
Yeah. Whew. And we literally kind of went 90, 92, 86. They're all in range.
They're real close to each other, yeah.
We do mention the bottles because that's part of this journey. Part of the journey is the taste, obviously. But the bottles, the stories behind the bottles, the stories behind the whiskey, there's so many people involved in this world that it's so interesting. Like Johnny Walker is the best-selling whiskey on earth, and there's no corks. It's all like screw tops. I think when you get to the blue, the blue is corked. That
would make sense. That's like the $200-300
And then, as I told him before, Jameson, all the barrels are aged standing up. They're not on their sides like this, at least in the documentaries that you see. There's just so much. You can just get lost in this world, and it's kind of fun, honestly.
Yes, you can.
It doesn't really have a lot to do with any negativity. That's the thing. You can dig into it, and unless in your life, in your world, you have those people that are snobby and like this one's this one's that, and you're like, well,
I don't know why you're talking about me while
I like this and that. You walked away. That's a you problem. But Rodney is not snobby at all.
But
he's super smart though.
You can absolutely tell just by this book. You see how thick that is?
He thinks he's nice because he reads.
There's so much to learn about like whiskey, bourbon, and all that stuff.
It's not true. All you need to do is read these
coasters
right here.
Just drink it. You'll be fine.
All you need to know.
It's kind of
he's right. It's so much fun for me to watch.
It's a very
in-depth
experience if you want to take the time and make it a hobby of yours. It's absolutely worthwhile.
Do it responsibly.
Yes.
Don't drink and drive. I'm gonna wait long periods of time, and I barely drink, and I ate a huge meal before I came on purpose. So don't do that. But
cool.
Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah. So this has
been the clear-cut winner.
Tonight, for sure.
So if you ever, what I'm gonna start doing, this is just if there's anybody really paying this much attention, there should be because we're awesome. So just pay attention.
Whoa.
We'll come get you and throw rocks in your lawn.
That was wildly aggressive.
And then we're gonna give you outhouse water. So when I do the rankings thing, I was thinking of putting a little trophy next to it if anything won a battle. Like these could be battles or verses or whatever you want to call them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But we're doing a lot of threes and we're picking a winner the best we can. Sometimes we disagree, so I'll put a little trophy next to the ones that we agreed on any episode. And if we disagreed, I could put a silver trophy next to those, like second place. Or
I guess who gets the silver? Who gets the gold?
Well, I'm talking about the drink. Like if we picked these separately, I could put a silver next to these.
Oh, okay.
But if we would have done this like we did and picked this one, it would get a gold.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
because we disagreed on a couple, but that's like we said, it's what you like. It's how you like it.
That's fair. I thought you were going to do like a gold for the one you picked and a silver for what I picked.
Clearly, obviously. I mean,
that's not fair.
Duh. I know,
that's
right?
That's not how the Olympics work.
You serious, Clark?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the first thing I've ever seen a dude wear a dickie in. Like if you ever watched that thing where he's getting and he touches the thing and it just falls apart. And he's like, just glad to be here, and you can see the square right here under his thing, and it's oh god. Anyway,
well,
I'm Rocks.
I'm Neat, and this has been
the Bourbon Barrel.